The Apple Watch is approaching its 10th generation, and in those 10 years, the internals of the watch and the screen technology has changed vastly. But there's one thing that hasn't changed much at all, and that is the case and enclosure itself. But why is this? Well, I think there's a simple and a complicated answer. To start with the simple answer, it's this. There's only so much that you could do with the shape of a watch. If we look at watches themselves throughout history, they basically have all followed the same DNA for hundreds of years. So obviously, how much is the shape of a smartwatch going to change in 10 years' time? Sure, they can make a round version and continue the rectangle that they have now, but that's still not a groundbreaking difference. There's been elegance in the maintaining of the same design for all of these years. And that's that the watch bands you have from your first Apple Watch work with every single generation as long as it's of the same spec, which is an incredible thing. And now for the not so simple part of why they have not changed the design. The internal real estate inside the Apple Watch is already extremely small. And once you put a battery in there, there's just simply not much space for other core items like the processing unit, the screen, and all of the sensors. So the biggest change that a lot of people have been hinting in the leaks is that they're going to make the enclosure a bit thinner and have a magnetic attachment method. But again, making this thinner just really isn't feasible with our current battery technology, as in order to achieve that all-day battery life, the battery has to take up a very, very large portion of the internals of the watch. And we've seemingly been stuck with the same really bad and inefficient lithium-ion technology for decades now. And I think that's what it's going to take, the next great evolution in battery technology, so that we can make batteries smaller, more efficient, and less heat generating. And another big thing for Apple is the enclosure that they've created has become distinctly Apple in its recognition, and that's something that Apple themselves are very passionate about. If we look at something like the AirPods Maxes, where they remove the logo from the outside of the device completely, this is a really big thing because they still want that brand recognition, but they know the way they design the enclosure, it's so obvious that it's an Apple product. And that's the exact same thing they're going for with these watches, making it unmistakable. And I think that right there is the number one reason why they will not change the look of this device. Now we are in a state where we have a sea of different smartwatches, and it's really important for the Apple Watch to stand out in that group. I think the next time we're really going to see another major redesign is when screen technology advances a lot beyond what we have today. When we could truly have an edge-to-edge screen that could wrap around the device. At that point, it'll make a lot more sense for Apple to do a fully fledged redesign of these devices. And it's certainly going to take time, but I know we'll get there, especially with a lot of the new display tech that has been coming out in the last few years. I hope you all liked this video, and if you did, please do like and subscribe. It helps me out a ton. I look forward to seeing you all next one. I'll see ya.